FarmerGus here again. Farmer Henry. He can't talk yet, but we are going to make a T-post driver for the tractor. So we've got a T-post driver for the people. These are not a whole lot of fun if you ever use one. You just literally lift it up in the air and bang it down on the P-post like 700 times before it goes into the ground. So we're going to attempt to weld this heim joint to the top of this. We're going to use this bolt. Came out of this toolbox full of random crap that Dad keeps. We're going to do this here, angle iron, and what we're going to do is go over to the tractor bucket over here. What we've got to figure out, we'll just use these bolts because they'll be easier. So they look like they're dead on, 6-inch on center spread. So 6-inch on center. And yeah, I don't think we really need anything else other than that. What do you think? Do you think we do? Or do you think we just do that? The bracket will hang down below. I think we'll be in pretty good shape. All right, well, I don't have a chop saw yet, so we're gonna attempt to cut this big chunk of angle iron with Sawzall. That's your best option right now. Goodness. Maybe we'll try it with the cutoff wheel next. That probably is actually a little faster with the grinder. But there's one half of our bracket. All right, so we've got our heim joint. We cut our 2 pieces of angle iron here. They're 3 inches. And so what we're gonna do is we'll drill a 5/8 hole in here, and on the other side, this will allow the heim joint to kind of sit down in here like this. I cut a piece of smaller angle, some 2-inch angle, so that we can weld it in here. It'll kind of brace up both ends. We'll be able to weld a bead in each corner there. I'll probably take a little piece of this flat stock and just weld it on the side here, just so we kind of box everything in. It should be nice and solid. And then we'll actually need to drill a hole here and a hole here, and we'll be able to bolt this whole assembly to the bottom of the bucket. But first we're going to mark and drill our holes using our drill press. Thank gosh for Facebook Marketplace, 40 bucks for a drill press. So we'll drill these through so we can get our heim joint in there. So we've got our holes drilled. This is essentially what it'll look like. We've got to weld that onto there, the heim joint onto the top of that. But I think what we'll do is we'll have this kind of bolted together loosely. That'll allow me to tack this up, and then we'll get it all welded and pull that heim joint out, and then we can weld the heim joint onto the driver. But let's get rolling. All right, so we kind of have them just tacked up right there, there. Here's a little piece of flat stock that we put on the end here and over here. So our heim still moves freely, our bolt does too, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this bolt out of here, and we're just gonna weld this bad boy up as best as possible. Once we're done welding them, we'll mark our 2 spots for 6-inch on center that'll allow us to bolt this to the bucket, and we should be in business. All right, and some quick welding later. We got everything welded up. Let's see, our bolt hopefully still goes through. Let's check it. Oh, she's a little tight now. Might be a little bit of slag in there. But she goes through, so we're good. So now all we really have to do is drill our holes for where this bracket then mounts to the bucket. I'm gonna grind the top of this post driver off and weld that heim joint on. We should be in business. So the bracket is built, holes are drilled. It should be able to go into the bucket. It'll essentially sit like this, but I did make a slight error. So you can see here, part of the point of using a heim joint is it allows you, if the tractor's not level, you can kind of move it back and forth. Well, I did not do a good job, and I put that bolt hole a little bit high. And so you can see our plate makes contact with the screw. So pretty simple solution. I'm just gonna rip a little bit off the bottom here. As you can see, we trimmed the bottom up there, and now we're a little bit shorter, and you can see we've got a lot more range of motion for the uneven terrain when you're driving this in, so that way the bucket can hang freely. So I'll probably just grind up some of these sharp edges down here, and then it's pretty much ready to go. And here we are, a $35, which I actually think we got it on sale, Big R T-post driver, heim joint welded to the top, bracket welded, so now that bolts through there. It can pivot both sides, obviously it can tilt like this, and then you can see we've got our 2 holes drilled on the top that we will bolt through the bucket. Bucket will sit on top and essentially hopefully allow us to press in T-post nice and easy.